Welcome to Chump Change. I'm joined here on episode 50 by Larry, Chris, Ryan, and Jeremy. Great show, guys.
Good job. Good job hosting, Cole.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I messed up the first line. And I'm the chump. I'm the chump by the end of the day. Thank you.
It was funny.
You redeemed yourself here. You got that whole thing out. Chump change.
I did.
No issue. No problem.
This is the one that counts, right? This is where the points are really assigned. This is where the true winner is determined.
For first members, yeah. This is the bigger deal.
We had a lot of good stories today. Like
yeah, Larry, you saw through a couple. The fishing was so
the fishing. Didn't see through the fishing.
That blew my mind. That
did
Chris
you?
No,
it blew the fish.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
it blew their mind. Yeah.
I also loved blast fishing, which I feel like it's an actual thing. I feel like it's an actual thing.
It is. Yes.
I also used to know people who would go and take tasers and stick those in the water, or like a car battery, and like zap the water, and that would just make a bunch of fish fly up. Don't recommend it. It's probably
dangerous.
Illegal.
Yeah.
Seems a good way to fry yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And I had heard of tournaments like the one I was talking about at a lake I used to go to. I'd heard of tournaments like that. I'd never been in them.
Fishing jamborees.
Yeah. Of like, get rid of these invasive fish. Whoever catches the most wins. It's like just to get them out of there.
But Chris, these were your mom's pond fish.
Yeah. Well, we had a pond, and my mom and my stepdad, and he was more of the fishing. He cared more about the fish. She cared more about the other animals. But yeah, we were like, these catfish were like, you feed them, so they would just come up, and eat it. You throw something, they. So when we tossed a water dynamite in, or what do you call those? The M15s or whatever they are.
Well, like M80s are the huge ones. Like the M80s are big boys.
These are like this big,
Little like it's thick? Like the strip of them that on the 4th of July you light them all and they go da 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 da. Those ones?
No. It was like little, like you light it. It's like that big. And
how big around were they? That's the question.
I mean, they were like
a pencil.
Like if they were thin, if they're like a pencil, it's like
they were like this.
Yeah,
and then they ended right here, and then they had a little fuse.
Yeah. Oh, those are like black cats, or I think it's like a kind of firecracker like that. Yeah.
So I don't think it would have killed any fish if they weren't eating them.
Yeah.
So important question that I don't think I understood during the episode. This is like a pond that you're calling it your mom's fish because it was like a pond near the property. This was not like her like koi pond that she had built and like bought the fish and put in the thing.
Yeah, it was a pond in front of our house that we'd swim in and rope swing, and like there were fish.
Okay.
Not like a like decorative pond with like goldfish. These were
that's what I thought too.
Fatal flaw.
Yeah. I thought it was at a koi pond blowing up fish and eating them. It's like, wait a minute, what the hell?
Yeah, this makes a lot more sense.
Well, waste nothing. We have to eat all of the fish.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about burying the fish, because I'm like, if your mom bought these fish and had like a connection to them, like, I can't believe you blew up Richard. Yeah. How dare you? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So then we went on to the what's in your house, and Ryan was telling the truth with the blow up doll. Were you able to actually film anything with those though? Have they found their way into any other shorts?
No, they haven't. Because I really wanted to film that Uber tutorial. I still have it here, just for the fans, to see. Just for the fans.
But didn't make it into your short.
It is. Chris.
I mean,
they haven't made an appearance yet.
Self-fulfilling for prophecy. It made it into this, so it made it into a filming of sorts.
Yeah, it was worth it at this point.
It was what you paid for. And I know. Do we want to spoil any of because I know both Chris and Jeremy also had to have items that they may have shown.
Yeah, I mean,
I know Jeremy was excited to maybe show some of them, or you want to save yours, Chris?
Yeah, I'll save mine because
Chris should save his because Chris might be on the thing again. Yeah, I had a couple things at the ready just in case. The thing is, I had one item like sitting over here that I kept looking at while I was answering because people kept being like, I saw in chat like he's looking at something.
Yeah.
He's really looking at something and I reached for it. But yeah, Larry, I thought you'd really love this because I was looking for items for the show and I was like, I don't know what to do. I've never had to think about it. But I had this wooden statue of 4 monkeys.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah,
That's cool.
speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil, and do no evil. Because he's covering his crotch.
Oh,
There you go.
I didn't know there was
There
a
they are.
monkey.
No evil.
Oh,
The Mount
that's the one
Rushmore
they
of
don't
sin.
teach you about in school.
Nice.
'Cause that's the fuck monkey.
Yeah, they don't get the fuck monkey doesn't make it into school. But I was looking at this, it was sitting over here.
So
So-
was there in any world that you were pulling from of like the nut SpongeBob thing? Is that a thing
No.
that exists in any reality?
No, there's not a thing that exists. It's nothing I've ever seen. But like, it's a thing that me and my dad would like do. Is like we went to Germany together and we went to the Hofbrauhaus and got hammered from like the giant beer they have there, and we'd like walk around the shops, and it was definitely a thing that if I see something if I'm traveling and I see something weird, I'm like, I gotta buy that. I just want to have that around the house, just sitting there. This is stupid.
The confidence with which you told that story was impressive.
Like,
Not
even
I was
filling
like,
in-
dude.
Oh, the holes
All
are
these things are
almonds
so
because they're
weird.
darker tint. Like, yeah, you had really thought it through.
Yeah.
It was really the one thing that gave it away was you said I display it proudly on my mantle, and that's where it was in Austin. And I
I
went,
forgot you had been
"No,
to
it
my house.
wasn't.
Yeah,
"No,
dang
it
it.
wasn't."
I forgot.
I thought it was a bold like call. I thought you were like, Larry, you don't remember it? Like, you've been over to my house, you've seen it several times. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I thought you were like calling him out.
Larry, like, you would have shown me that. It's like, he's right. I definitely would have pointed that out to him.
But Chris, what about yours? Was the cat pillow inspired by anything?
Well, I'll tell you kind of how I came up with it. A community member recently messaged me asking some questions about. I guess they're doing like a thing about a social disorder, and we had that an episode we filmed at a pet expo, and one of the bits that I had written for that was like a memorial pillow made out of the cats that was trying to be sold at this pet expo.
Yeah.
And so that was in my head. I was like, oh, that'd be a weird thing to have. And then all the stuff about my furniture, that's all true with how I got that and it being my aunt. So I just kind of like came up with a way in which my aunt could have acquired a fur pillow and then how it might have been passed on to me.
Yeah.
Handed down generations.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, after that, we moved on to the pushing the envelope, and Jeremy, you once saw your friend's eyebrows blown off. Ryan,
yeah,
you
yeah,
once
go for
visited the film location of every movie in a franchise in 28 hours, and Chris, you once managed a restaurant for 20 minutes. So, Jeremy, like you were just about to start talking about your friend's eyebrows.
Yeah, me and my friends used to like to make. We used to film a lot of stuff. We used to make little movies like with each other and whatnot. And so we would have different special effects. So we used to make things like they call them dry ice bombs and stuff. You put like dry ice and water in a 2-liter. Don't do this. And then you cap it and the smoke makes it pop and it makes a loud noise. So we were going to like this big abandoned place. There's like this big empty open area to like try out one of those things. And my friend shows up and he goes, hey guys, I made my own stink bomb. I made a stink bomb.
Nice.
And so what I think he did is he took a bunch of like those black cat firecracker type things and he cut them all open and poured the insides all into like a little packet.
It's just gunpowder, pretty much.
Pretty much gunpowder. And then and then I think what made it a stink bomb is he put like cat hair in it because he thought that would burn and smell bad. So there was like this thing from different firecrackers and then cat hair. And he put a long fuse on it. So he was like, all right, I'm going to light this and like, we'll see what happens. And I'm like, sure, it's going to blow up. And then we'll be like, it doesn't smell bad, whatever. So we were working on something else and he knelt over and lit it, but he didn't realize that the fuse was like a super quick, it was like the fuse burned like immediately. So he lit it and it just went like down into it. So he was still down there and it went off. And when I looked over, I just saw a plume of smoke. Like he was kneeling on the ground, and then where his head should be was like a plume of smoke and green lights because some of the firecrackers were green. And then he pulled himself out of it, like out of the smoke, and looked at us, and both of his eyebrows were completely gone off his face. There's just like little black dots where his eyebrows should have been. But he was totally fine. Jesus. And like, so as soon as we realized he wasn't burned or anything, we lost it. It was the funny. So for a couple of weeks in school, my friend just had no eyebrows on his face.
It was like the cartoons when they're all covered in black and
Oh, it was it was as close to that as you'd ever see. Just like God. Smoke straight up over his face.
It's like Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, like acne
almost
the background.
Exactly.
There was a scenario where we were just talking about dead cat for most of this episode.
Yeah.
If you made a bomb out of cat fur, I made a
he scraped it out of like a cat bed. Put it in
cat fur episode.
Gunpowder.
Ryan, you once visited the filming location of every movie in a franchise in 28 hours. So one of the sets or one of the locations in a movie for each movie of the franchise, right?
Yes. Actually, it was two franchises, but it was just easier to say. But with one, but it was the idea for this. I was gonna make a video, and the whole idea of the video was top most classic Austin shooting locations. Right, movies shot in Austin. So it was like, all right, the first one. I'm just giving away the whole video here, but it's okay. First members, right? The first one was like, all right, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, the house from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. How cool is that? We're right here. Number 2, Spy Kids 1. Here's the where the mom and dad met Spy Kids. Yeah, and then here, okay, third most classic Austin filming location, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 bridge, where that thing happened. The fourth most classics, the school from Spy Kids 2. And so on and so forth. It was just going back and forth between Texas Chainsaw locations and Spy Kids. And we shot this whole thing in like 2 days, basically, in Austin, but 28 hours.
Like going in for live, you wanted the original footage of you capturing it there.
Oh yeah. I wanted to, I'm giving a real tour, but it's revealed as it's going that it's just those two franchises that were visiting and nothing else.
Is that up somewhere?
No, I have to edit it. It's going to take a while. So this is a big sneak preview, everybody. Just please forget that you saw it and don't post it anywhere. And there we go.
You're on the secret now. You get the inside scoop. Like I knew about this before. I was there when it started.
So excited.
By the time it comes out, you'll forget about it.
And a surprise to me and the audience, Chris once managed a restaurant for 20 minutes. How did that come about?
So I was it was near West Campus. I was in college. I was there eating. It was this restaurant called Bambino's. I don't know if it doesn't exist anymore, but it was like an Italian sandwich place. And we gone a couple times. And we're sitting there, me and a couple friends, like people I filmed stuff with in college, like Zach Ganner and stuff. And we're eating, and then it's just us in the restaurant. The dude on the counter is like, comes up, he's like, hey, do you guys know where I could get some CO2? And we were like, no, we don't. He's like, shit. Shit. Could you guys watch the place for a bit? And then walks out. And we're like,
what?
We don't know this guy. We've eaten at this restaurant maybe 3 times. I don't know if we've seen him. And so then we're just sitting there like, well, I guess we'll just hang until he gets back. There's no one in the store. It doesn't matter. So until people started showing up into the store, and we were like, and then we're like, we go behind. There's like, sorry, there's like, there's been like we're gonna have to take your order if you don't mind waiting. And then like we're like talking to these customers, like trying to be like, sorry, there's we're just, trying to work out a few things in the kitchen, and
Sorry, there's a CO2 shortage. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so there's like a line forming, and then at some point, the phone rings, and then the phone rings, and my friend, yeah, it's like Bambinos, and then and then I'm trying to think of who it was. I don't. Anyway, they're like Bambinos. This is blah blah blah, and then they're like, who is this? I'm like, oh, this is so and so. Like, who are you? I'm like, I'm just in charge of working on working in the store today. You're like, I'm the owner of the store. Where's Jerry? Like,
I feel like I felt like I'd heard this story before.
I have told this story on the RT podcast, so I was worried it might get caught because of that, but it was a while ago. And then so he was like, where the fuck is Jerry? I'm fucking coming over there. And then, or whatever the guy, and then so then hang up the phone, and then like a couple of minutes later, the dude who works the counter comes in. He's like got like he just went and bought a bunch of sodas, and he's like, he's like, hey, how'd it go? And we're like, well, there's a bunch of people in line, and I think your boss called, and he seems pissed off. He's like, oh fuck.
It couldn't have gone worse, actually.
Next week, Bambino's closed down.
Oh, yeah, no. It did close down. Not next week, but eventually.
That would have been funny if you're like, all right, we changed the whole, while you were gone, we changed the whole culture here. We got a lot of different things going in the kitchen, different efficiencies.
We got some contractors in.
Yeah. Don't worry about this place, Jerry.
We don't even use we don't need CO2 anymore. It's no soda. It's all now tea and things that are, juices.
You should have fired Jerry as the acting manager.
Yeah.
I got a new job now. Sorry, bitch.
Yeah.
Finders
keepers. You put us in charge.
Get out of my store.
You have to work your way up.
Absurd.
Well, that was a really fun episode, y'all. Jeremy, thanks again for having me host. And what do we usually do to sign off? What do we do to sign off here?
Well, normally what we would do is thank the people watching for being first members. We do really appreciate that because we can keep making shows like this. I would.
They're not people, Jeremy. They're chumps.
Yeah. They're all chumps. All of
these
them.
chumps
Don't
out
you
here.
Forget that.
Right. Forget it.
I would once again thank Larry, Chris, Ryan, and Cole for being here for episode 50 and making it a truly fun and unique episode. And I would remind people that we're back next week with more Chump and more Chump change. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. And then I would say goodbye and have a good
That's
week.
what Jeremy would do.
Wait,
what are you going to do?
Now what I would do.
I'm the manager now.
Yeah. Oh, well. Wait, I'm the manager. Yes.
Where the fuck is Jerry?
He went to go get some CO2.
Do the sign-off dance.
Do.